Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Tripp, and welcome to the World According to Me. This is my Wrestlemania 34 and NXT Takeover New Orleans predictions. So, we're going to get started first with NXT Takeover in New Orleans, coming live from the Smoothie King Center. And by the way, just as a reminder, make sure you want to hit that subscribe button, because both NXT TakeOver New Orleans and WrestleMania 34 will be getting a rapid reaction right after the event. So you want to make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to make sure that you know when I go live, we can talk about it. Let's get cracking. Alright, so let's start with the unsanctioned match. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I think this is going to be an exciting brand. If Johnny Gargano loses, he's banned from NXT. So I think obviously he's probably going to lose. I mean, he kind of like, wasn't he supposed to have been banned from the Andrade match he had for the title? So I'm not necessarily sure. I'm not a big NXT watcher. I watch the takeovers. I don't watch the show very much, but I think this is going to be a fantastic match, and I would expect that Ciampa wins. Gargano will be banned from NXT, and then he'll go to 205 Live very shortly. So I expect that. He could go to Raw, SmackDown, but I would guess that he is going to 205 Live. So I expect Tommaso Ciampa. I have a hard time saying that name. I have a hard time. No, fuck it, no. Ciampa will win, goddammit. I'm usually going to edit it out. I'm going to leave that in. I'm just going to leave that in. That's shit. The ladder match to crown the first ever NXT North American champion. We got Ethan Carter III, Adam Cole, Ricochet, Lars Sullivan, the Velveteen Dream, and Killian Dane. This is going to be another fantastic match. This could be the best weekend in wrestling history. It really could be. With NXT Takeover, you could have so many great matches. I mean, each match down this card could be a 4-star or greater match. And I think they're going to put out all of the stops to do it. And I would expect the Velveteen Dream to come up with the championship. I mean, he is the most over, I think, and he is just. Now, I will say this. Maybe, just maybe, they don't put the title on him because they want to bring him up to the main roster, which would be okay with me. But personally, for me, I would like to see Dream get this North American Championship, then go and get the NXT Championship, and then maybe after WrestleMania 36, he would come up and be on the roster then. But I would. My prediction is for the Velveteen Dream to win this one. But I think this match is going to go totally, bonkers. So apparently, what they decided to do is they decided to put the Undisputed Era, the tag team champions, in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic with the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong and the UK champion Pete Dunne. So once again, this could be amazing. I wonder how they're gonna do this. Are they gonna take what what they were doing on the main roster, where all 3 guys would be in the ring? There'll be 3 guys in the ring, and then they would have their partners on the outside. Are they going to do it that way, or are they going to do it like the regular way, where 2 starts and then they can tag? So it's funny to see, but I think this, once again, this could be a fantastic match. This could be the thing that actually steals the show. We know about we expect the ladder match to be good. We expect the unsanctioned match to be good, but this is really the one that could really steal the effing show. And I think this one could be a big time thing. Now, I believe that Adam Cole is doing double duty, right? Because one of the other members of the Undisputed Era got injured, so he's also doing the double duty. So I would think that, I think it all depends on what goes on first. Like if the tag title match goes on first, and the Undisputed Era wins, then I think someone else is going to win. But there could possibility be where if the Authors of Pain or Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, if they win the titles, then I could maybe see Adam Cole getting that North American Championship. Although I ain't predicting dream. But I do expect a title change. I expect the Authors of Pain to come up and maybe be the first guys to wrestle for the Raw tag time. I was expecting them to go to Raw. But so yeah, I'm saying Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne win the NXT tag titles come Saturday. The NXT Women's Title Match: Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon. Now, Ember Moon, I think is probably ready for the main roster. So I would expect Shayna Baszler to get this, but listen, I've been surprised before. They could definitely do a thing where Ember Moon keeps it. You know, I don't know how long you can just keep having Shayna Baszler, keep her losing to Ember Moon. I think at some point she's got to beat her, right? And then you got to have that rematch of Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, for the title. So I'm picking Shayna Baszler here. I expect this to be a pretty doggone good match. I think Ember, once again, she will be after WrestleMania called up to one of the rosters. I would hope it would not be SmackDown. They didn't have her and Oscar be on the same show again. I would hope it would be up to Raw and stick a new blood into the women's division over there. So we'll have to wait and see. And for the finale, the title match: Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas. Listen, I think this is, without question, this is, and it should be, Aleister Black's night. He should beat Almas for the title. And Almas has had a great run as champion. And I think he's done. I think it's time for him to probably come up as well. Go to SmackDown, do the damn thing. Give Aleister Black a chance. I think Aleister Black stays with the NXT title probably until Brooklyn, and I think that's when you will probably see Adam Cole, or you will probably see Lars Sullivan, one of the guys, maybe even Ethan Carter. They can do like that. But I would expect that Aleister Black is the one that wins the NXT title match, and Andrade Cien Almas goes on to the main roster as well. So I'm predicting a lot of main roster moves. I'm predicting a lot of new champions. I think all of course we're gonna have a new champion with this new title, but I'm predicting the title change in all 4 matches. All 4 title matches, and then of course the unsanctioned match. I'm expecting Johnny Gargano to lose as well. So this is going to be something intense and something special. I cannot wait till tomorrow to see how this goes down. This is going to be a good one, maybe one of the best NXT cards I think I've seen since I've started watching the takeovers. And so this is going to be something I think that is going to be very good. I think definitely you can see each match. You can see, I said this earlier, each match you can see going 4 stars or more. So this should be very interesting. It's going to be very fun tomorrow night, live from New Orleans, NXT Takeover. Now on to the big show on Sunday, WrestleMania 34. This is going to be a long day. So make sure you guys get ready. I know I am. I'm going to be making a pizza, and I'm going to be doing some good things. I'm also going to be recording my reactions to everything that goes down. So later on next week, maybe Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how some things fall, you will be seeing a reaction video from me watching WrestleMania 34. I think it's going to be very interesting, very funny, and then some funny things happen, and definitely see like my thoughts and like some things like that. So I think you guys are going to enjoy that. But now on to WrestleMania 34. Let's start with all the shows that have been predicted for the pre-show. The 2 Battle Royals and the Cruiserweight Championship match. Some people are upset that the Cruiserweight match is on the pre-show, but I'm okay with it. I actually think what they should do, they should put that match on before they get the card ready, so that it gets the crowd excited. Because I think both Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali can go really fast, and they could get the crowd hyped up. I don't think the Battle Royals are going to do that. So with that being said, let me start with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and I'm actually predicting Mojo Rawley to win this one. Now I know that maybe some other people. Matt Hardy, he's broken. Shouldn't Matt Hardy, get him some run with it, or shouldn't it be someone else? Maybe someone from NXT get the opportunity to win it. I think creative royally screwed over Mojo last year. And I think this is kind of like almost like the CM Punk thing, where they had CM Punk win the Money in the Bank, and then he cashed it in, and then he won the world title, and then they had him lose it basically by they had him lose the title by getting kicked in the head by Randy Orton, and then he couldn't defend it. So and then they made it up next year. They gave it to him and then gave him the world title again. So I think that's what's going to happen this year. I think they're going to give Mojo Rawley another victory to become back-to-back 2-time Memorial Battle Royals, and then they will actually give him a push and have him go somewhere, maybe even win a championship. Maybe, who knows? We will have to wait and see. But I'm predicting Mojo Rawley to win the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, the first 2-time winner, back-to-back winner. As for this inaugural
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Inaugural women's Battle Royal. Which, by the way, I think they really I don't know. They were willing to name it for Fabulous Moolah. Why wouldn't you name it for China? The stuff that's allegedly been done, been talked about for Moolah is a lot worse than what China ever did. So she had sex on camera. So what? Anyway, there's so many ways to go here because they're doing this Sasha Bailey thing. So you think one of those two would win it, but they could, but if they see something, they could give it to Natalya because Natalya has won. They could also do it Becky, and because Becky's very popular, and there are so many other ways they can go. They could even give it to Carmella because for whatever reason. So my thing is, I think they're going to give it to Bayley. That's what I'm predicting. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Bayley's going to throw Sasha over the rope. Bayley's going to win. Then the next night on Raw, they're going to have a match between Bayley and Sasha Banks. And then Sasha will win that match, and then she'll try to squash it. Finally, let's put it over with, and that's when we get the Bayley heel turn. So that's what I think is going to happen. At least that's what I would like to happen, but we'll see. So I'm going to predict Bayley to win the inaugural Women's Battle Royal. To that Cruiserweight Championship between Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander, I'm going to say that Cedric Alexander wins the Cruiserweight Championship. This thing has been building up for so long, so that he gets shot. and then got a shot, and then it wasn't going away, and then Enzo was quote unquote sick, which I'm not sure if he was or if it was storyline was, and then of course Enzo got fired and everything. So with everything that went down, I think Cedric Alexander is going to win, but I wouldn't be shocked if they put it on Mustafa Ali and then had Cedric do a heel turn. I wouldn't be surprised at that. I also wouldn't be surprised if Mustafa made a heel turn. We could see a lot of character changes coming on around this WrestleMania weekend. So, but my prediction is for Cedric Alexander to win the Cruiserweight Championship. So, let's go with the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. So here's my thing. So here's what I would like to see. I'd like to see Alexa Bliss beat Nia Jax with some, with some BS. That's with some BS. I'd like to see her, have her, something like where, I don't know, just something. Maybe they even do like an Ether spot where she kind of, maybe there's a ref bump. Maybe Nia Jax runs into the ref. Maybe Mickie James give Alexa Bliss some ether, and then she puts out Nia Jax. The referee wakes up and she covers her. That's some bullshit. Something like that. And then she retains, and then she talks about it on Raw. And then they do the same thing they just did. She talks about it on Raw, and she goes, blah, blah, blah. What's the name comes out, runs her off, and she runs into the back. Nia Jax is pissed off. They make Nia Jax for Alexa Bliss the rematch, the week after, during the Superstar Shakeup. And then we get, it's the very first match, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, kick off Monday Night Raw. And then what we get is Nia Jax winning the Women's Championship. No. What we get is Nia Jax getting herself disqualified for just, beating the hell out of what's her face, and then we get, well, actually, that actually could work at WrestleMania because there are going to be no more branded pay-per-views. There are no, after Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, and then from now on, we're going to have co-branded pay-per-views, which means that specifically her Money in the Bank contract should be for either championship. So, wow. So, okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out on this limb and do this. I'm changing my prediction. I'm going to say that what happens is Nia gets disqualified for going after Alexa Bliss. She completely destroys her, runs her into that guardrail, hits her and gets her into the small drop and leg drop, everything, leaves her laying, and then FABULOUAS. And then she runs down that ramp at WrestleMania like Seth Rollins. She gives that referee the Money in the Bank contract, and then when Alexa comes up, super kick. And she is now the new Raw Women's Champion. That's what I'm predicting. You heard it here first. I bet, and you know me and my predictions. Go check my, prediction for Conor McGregor and Mayweather. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. You heard it here first on A Trip to 20 from your boy AJ Trip. That's what's gonna happen. So we're going to go now to the Raw Tag Team Championship. We've got The Bar going against Braun Strowman and an unnamed partner. Now, I'm not going to predict the partner. It could be so many things. They want Rey Mysterio if Rey Mysterio is healthy. So that could be a good one. I think the Big Show is a very interesting one. I think Mark Henry is a candidate. I think Elias is a candidate. Even though there's a rumor that Samoa Joe's going to feud with Reigns after WrestleMania, Samoa Joe's a good one. So I'm not sure. I personally would like to see the Big Show. Because I think that could be that thing where you get the two biggest guys, two big dominant guys, go and let them just hold the tag titles for a long time. I mean, really, for a long time. You know? So I think that's what I would like to see. Anyway it goes, I'm expecting Braun Strowman to win. Now, I know I saw something on YouTube from one of the wrestling channels. They were saying like for the Great Royal Rumble, it's gonna be airing like over in the Middle East. That there is this promotion, and now the thing is that all cards are subject to change. But the promotion they're having is that they're having like the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro defending their titles against the Hardy Boys. Now, listen, that doesn't necessarily mean that Braun Strowman can, and his partner can win. They can easily win. Hold the titles for a few months, drop them back to the Bar, and then the Bar could have the thing with and they could have their crazy thing in the Ultimate Deletion Tag Team Rise or whatever. Tag Team Deletion, I don't know, whatever. But so it all could be that way. But as we heard before, there was some promotional things that we had Shinsuke Nakamura and a part of that 6-man thing, come for that Fastlane. That was on a promotional build. It almost made it seem like there's a possibility that Reigns could have won the Royal Rumble, but we all know that didn't happen. So yeah, my prediction: Braun Strowman and his partner wins the Raw Tag Team Championship, whoever it may be. Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev for the United States Championship. Again, there's a rumor going around that Rusev asked for his release. So to make him feel better, they decided to put him in this match, make it a fatal 4-way. Now that doesn't mean he's necessarily going to win. I actually kind of don't want him to win, to be honest with you. What I like to see is him switched over and have him and Aiden English be a part of the tag division on Raw. That's what I'd like to see. But I don't know if that'll happen. My prediction is Jinder Mahal. I just think that this is perfect. This is probably what they what they really should have done. They should have built Jinder Mahal. He should have won the United States Championship last year. He should have held it for a long time. He should have had those matches where he kept winning by the things, and that would have been more tolerable for folks if that happened, rather than what went down with the WWE Championship. So I think they're going to give it to Jinder, and hopefully that does help. Hopefully Jinder does hold the title for a long time. Survivor, go maybe to Survivor Series, something like that. Well, I don't know. They're going to do the Raw vs. SmackDown thing, but who knows? Maybe he will hold the title, and maybe he'll hold it for a long time, get some more heat on him, and things like that. And maybe who knows? Maybe he'll start to improve into the ring as well, because he already has. He's already started to improve in the ring towards the end of last year. And I think AJ Styles helped him out with that. So he's starting to improve. So maybe now he'll get even better and better. Maybe he will be to the United States Championship what the Miz is to the Intercontinental Championship, and he'll just get better and better. And in a couple of years, he'll be one of the most watched wrestlers, must-see wrestlers, as to take a line from the Miz there is in WWE. So Jinder Mahal will win the United States Championship in the Fatal 4-Way. So we got the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship. We've got the Miz, we got Seth Rollins, and we've got Finn Balor. Now, obviously, they still could do this where the Miz would lose the title, and go help Maurice with the baby. But since the baby came a little bit early, and he was on Monday Night Raw, I think there's a possibility that he could walk out with the Intercontinental Championship, make it to the 28 days, and then, become the champion, and then drop it to someone else. I do think that could happen. So, although I'm not going to predict that, I think Seth Rollins is walking out the Intercontinental Champion. I really do. I think it's going to be a big night for, spoiler alert, big night for the Shield brothers. So, I would say Seth Rollins wins the Intercontinental Championship, and I also expect this to steal the show without question. I expect this to steal the show. I think I just as you just guys remember, when I just talked about the NXT Takeover card, every match could be 4 stars. I don't know if every match can be 4 stars, because I don't know, because when you talk about like Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, I don't know if Nia Jax is that type of worker. I'm not sure about the Bar and Braun Strowman and who his tag partner may be. It depends on his tag partner, and I don't know about a couple other things. I don't know if Brock Lesnar is going to be motivated enough when they do some things that would help make it a good one. And of course, we got the whole Ronda Rousey situation with Kurt Angle and Triple H and Stephanie. So, but I would say that I do think there shouldn't be no stinker unless like I say, they're gonna have Nia Jax squash Alexa Bliss, or something like that. There shouldn't be no stinkers on this card. So but I do believe this could steal the show. We saw what stuff and Finn did on Monday night. I wanted to give it 5 stars, but couldn't necessarily do it because of the commercials. But which is kind of like a cop out, because I gave Bret Hart in the 1, 2, 3 Kid from 1994 5 stars, and that had plenty of commercials. So whatever. But I said again, Seth Rollins will walk out Intercontinental Champion. So how about this Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn tag match? Again, we there are so many things they could do here. We could have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win and be on SmackDown. We could have them lose, you fired, but then appear on Raw the next night because Stephanie and Triple H thinks that they would be an asset to Monday Night Raw. We could also have heel turns from Shane McMahon, and or we could have a heel turn from Daniel Bryan. I hope not. I hope there's not a heel turn from Shane McMahon. There's no need for there to be a heel authority figure at all. It really isn't. There really isn't. And so, and actually, I'm going to put it right here. There's actually no need for, there's never a need for the fucking brand split. But there's actually no need right now for there to be, any other things, any split authority figures, anything like that. With Daniel Bryan now becoming, being cleared and what have you. Now, as I said, this maybe because he's not going to be able to work the schedule that he is. Maybe Daniel Bryan will continue in his role of general manager for a little bit while longer. But at some point, I think you got to make Kurt Angle the full-time GM of both Raw and SmackDown, and stop. Let Triple H and Stephanie go off and do their thing. Let them be, talent evaluators. Shane McMahon doesn't need to be, Shane McMahon can just be, let Shane McMahon be the WWE commissioner, and let Angle be the WWE GM, and let them do both shows. But there should be no more heel stuff, no more heel authority figures. Now that being said, I have not given my prediction. My prediction, I just don't think WWE would do all of that and not have Daniel Bryan win. I think Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon wins. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go to Monday Night Raw. Now, here's the thing. There was some talk about Shane McMahon not being able to wrestle. So, again, do not be surprised if Shane McMahon needs to pull out of the match and they have to insert somebody in. Do not be surprised at that. Do not be surprised if all of a sudden you hear, if you smell, and it's The Rock or something like that. Do not be, if it's anybody else, do not be surprised if they have to pull Shane McMahon out. So, but I'm predicting Daniel Bryan wins his return bout against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, with or without Shane McMahon as his partner. So now for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, streak versus title. So I mentioned earlier, I totally went all bonkers and changed my Raw Women's Title match prediction, where now I have Carmella cashing in on a prone Alexa Bliss and having her win it. But a lot of people think that's what's going to happen. They're going to have Charlotte Flair and Asuka, and then have her do the Seth Rollins thing, where she comes down, makes a triple threat match, and then she takes the fall for either Charlotte or Asuka, so that if you don't want to put the title on Asuka, you can have Charlotte Flair win it, right? You have Charlotte Flair, and then Asuka doesn't lose, so she's still undefeated. However, if Asuka, if Asuka, and then you can keep Charlotte Flair strong. And have her not lose to Asuka, and Asuka beats Carmella. Here's the one that I don't want to do. What I don't want to do is have Carmella have her lose. It's the first women's Money in the Bank. First of all, I'll say this: nobody on the come should ever lose the Money in the Bank. Nobody ever should lose. Damien Sandow should not have lost. Baron Corbin should not have lost. I don't want to see Carmella lose her Money in the Bank championship. John Cena was a different story. He was a made man. He's a made man. He was the man. So him losing, it's not fair. If they were to give it to, if Sheamus would have lost, I actually would have been okay. I would have been okay with Sheamus losing. Sheamus is a made man, but nobody else should like lose their your title shot as Money in the Bank, especially when you're on the come. So I don't want to see that happen. So since I've already predicted that Carmella is going to cash in on the Raw Women's Championship, I'm going to say straight up, 1-on-1, Asuka locks in that Asuka lock, and Charlotte Flair passes out from pain. And we keep Charlotte Flair strong, and Asuka stays undefeated and wins the championship. So here we are. The match I think most people want to see. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Again, right, there could be only one way this match ends. Rousey locking in the armbar on Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon taps out. That could be the only way, right? That could be the only thing. Or maybe she locks in the ankle lock. Maybe Kurt locks in the ankle lock on Triple H, and Ronda locks in the ankle lock on Stephanie. That would be okay, but Stephanie McMahon has to take the fall. I think if Triple H takes the fall on Kurt Angle, God bless him. Triple H is loses at every damn WrestleMania. It's for the past several years, except for the one we fought Sting. But I think this is gotta be Stephanie. Yeah, Stephanie. Now I was watching something earlier today. I was watching Bryan Zane and his guy over on Wrestling with Regret, and he talked about something how you would maybe what you could do is that if Ronda did lose, or if Triple H took the fall, or something like that, then then you could still build for a singles match between Rousey and Stephanie. You can build to that happening at SummerSlam, and then that's when Stephanie would take the fall against Ronda. Ronda could get some more experience in the ring, get a little bit more better at it, and things like that. So that would be one plus for Stephanie not losing. But I think one of the things that we always talk about with Stephanie that she never gets a come up. I think she needs to get a come up, right? And I think it's got to be Ronda. I think this is perfect. So I am predicting Ronda Rousey locks in that armbar and Stephanie McMahon taps out. The WWE Championship match: AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now I think Shinsuke is going over here. I don't think nobody else would predict otherwise. I think the question is where do you put that on the card? If that would go on last, I would be surprised because of both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and their Brock's ego, and not necessarily Roman Reigns, but Vince's hard on for trying to get Roman Reigns over as a big time babyface. But like I said earlier, this has the ability to be the best match on the card. You could they had a match at New Japan Pro Wrestling in Wrestle Kingdom where apparently they had according to Dave Meltzer, it was a 4.25 star match, and then the stuff that they could do here, it could be just as good or maybe even better over here because you have a title on the line and everything like that. So. And the story, the build, the setup that they've had is good. Will AJ Styles' emotions get the best of him, and Shinsuke with him with the need to face, or it could be a lot of things. So, if I was the card, I would have this match either go on first to get the crowd really hot, and then put like Daniel Bryan on after him to keep it hot, something like that, and then maybe you go into the tag match with the bar, something like that. Or I would do like the way they did the Royal Rumble. This is going to be a 4-hour pay-per-view, so meaning right about 8:30. Let's see, what would it be? 7:30 Chicago time. 7:30 Chicago time, and also New Orleans time because it'll be central, then the central time zone. 7:30, you put on AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. Give them give them that 30-minute block of 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and have them tear down the house, and then you give Roman and Lesnar that 9:30 to 10 o'clock block, and they'll probably go a little over 10 o'clock, and have them do that. So that's probably what I would either do. I would either do that. Maybe I would put it on last. I don't think I would have a problem with that. Well, what I would not do is I would not put it anywhere near Reigns and Lesnar, because the fans are just going to crap out on that one. Don't put it before. Don't put it too much before. Just leave this. Yeah, that's why if you put it at 7:30, you got to crowd a whole another 90 minutes to, get it ready, and then go, okay, bam, I see what you're talking about, and then bam, there you go, you got Lesnar and Reigns. So, but again, prediction, I'm going Nakamura. So, how about this? The SmackDown Tag Team Championships between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. Listen, I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win this. I think they have to, right? Because what they did, you can't have them. I think the Usos, they're gonna get their WrestleMania moment. I think the New Day are gonna get their moment. But I think the Bludgeon Brothers will come out with the victory. And it's going to be interesting to see how they do. Like I talked about on Takeover. Are they going to do the thing where one person from each team is in the ring, or are they going to do, two people start and then then you can tag anybody, anything like that? So I'm really waiting to see what they do at that. But I think the Bludgeon Brothers will come out on top with SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And finally, we have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, the Universal Championship. Again, I think it's easy. It's Roman Reigns. We know what needs to go down. And listen, I fully admit being a Roman Reigns mark, because from the first time I saw the Shield, I immediately knew that he was going to be the biggest star. Because of what Vince likes, because how he looked, everything, the tattoo, the fact that he's The Rock's cousin, everything. Now I am very surprised of how they went about some of the things, about how they did not learn from John Cena. It still amazes me how they did not learn from John Cena. They say this mistake that we made with John Cena, we're not going to do it with Roman Reigns, and they did him anyway. And I don't know if it's too late. It's too late for John. I really do think it's too late for John. He mentioned something. John Cena mentioned something about there being a change of heart or something like that. Change of that. Something like I'm almost insinuating. That maybe a change of his character is coming. He might turn heel. Something like that, or maybe it's about retirement. I'm not sure, but that's how I took it. I took that as him saying that he was gonna do a heel turn finally. But it's too late. Too late. There are people out there that are still they aren't gonna give him the benefit of the doubt anymore. They're still gonna be haters of him. He puts on 5-star matches with AJ Styles and everybody else. And they're still going to say that it sucked because it's John Cena and he won. So, and that's what I don't want for Roman. I don't want that for Roman, but it's almost going down that way where it's almost as if Roman now, no matter what he does, it's always going to be, well, so if he has a 5-star match, but so and so carried Roman Reigns, or if he does anything, it's not well. This Roman wins, lol. So I don't want to see him get that. I really don't. But that being said, I think he's got to win. I think Brock Lesnar is gone from WWE. I think that he is. I think that I'm not sure why he wants to leave. Maybe he'll tell it sometime. But I just feel that this is. This was years in the making. They've been building towards this since Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank. This was leading to Reigns and Lesnar once again for a title at WrestleMania, and here it is. So Expect Reigns to kick out of the F5. Expect Lesnar to kick out of the spear. And just expect all types of madness. And like I said, you know, they could go out there, they could tear down the house, and then they can also go out there and stink up the joint. If Lesnar, if he's in the mood that he was in WrestleMania 20, that certainly could happen. So, but I'm predicting Roman Reigns will win the Universal Championship. Now, speaking of John Cena, obviously there's been tons of rumors about John Cena and The Undertaker having a match at WrestleMania. Well, since it is not scheduled, and since it has not been promoted, I'm gonna act like as if that it is not going to happen. That this match will not happen. That being said, I expect something to happen between Cena and The Undertaker Sunday night. I expect something to go down. Whatever it may be, whether it's some type of, whether it's some type of street fight thing happening, beat down, or whether he actually appears and says, "Come fight me, you bitch," and then Cena, of course, comes down already in the jorts and everything, or if they do some type of confrontation that sets up a match for WrestleMania 35. Something's going to happen. I will predict that. But as for predicting a winner to a match that has not been booked, I'm not going to do that. So we'll wait and see what happens. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Sanaron and Omar123. The videos that you saw, the graphics down in the corner, came from those two YouTube channels respectively. So I definitely want to give them guys a shout out. Y'all did a great job. So that is my WrestleMania 34 and NXT Takeover New Orleans predictions. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Give me your prediction. Give me your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe and hit notification bell, because what you've got coming up is tomorrow night, NXT Takeover New Orleans. Afterwards, the rapid reaction. And then after WrestleMania 34 on Sunday, the rapid reaction to that. And also my reactions to WrestleMania 34. I'm going to be recording them, and then so you can see what goes down sometime next week, Wednesday or Thursday. So please, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You're not going to want to miss it. One of the best times of the year is WrestleMania season, guys, and here we are. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.